Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, she's on the phone.
Why does the AC make a noise? It's so weird.
It's a speaker. Probably them. It's muted. That's it. Give me a charge this time. I was taking him to head back to work. How do you hold on to it? Just hold it.
You should turn off your microphone until Georgia's hearing.
Okay.
How do I turn off the microphone?
I'll mute there.
All right, so sorry about the delay, everyone. This is the detention docket. Sorry, I had another docket that ran over a little bit late. All right, so this is the detention docket for the 3/23rd, August 25th. Normally these proceedings are held in court. However, due to the Supreme Court of Texas Emergency Order number 22, we're not having in-person proceedings, as well as orders by.
Can you guys hear me?
Azzy, this is a court proceeding. Please do not interrupt us again.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Well, but please do not interrupt this proceedings. So, as I was saying, because we are not having in-person proceedings, we are conducting this hearing remotely via Zoom, as ordered by the Texas Supreme Court, and since the courtroom is closed due to Judge Whitley's order, we are complying with the Open Courts Act, Article 1, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution. Ms. Bazzi, please stop interrupting these proceedings. And so we are broadcasting these proceedings on YouTube so the public can see what is going on. We're going to, and so any portion of this proceeding may not be copied, recorded, or broadcast. Any violations of this order by the court is punishable by contempt. So we're going to start with John Brazen, or Bazin. Mr. Bazin, or is that you there? Are you Mr.
Yes.
Bazin?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good morning,
All
sir.
Thank you. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. Whenever a kid is brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days and I have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent and you have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, we will provide one for you. As at the start, until we figure out more, your attorney appointed is Ms. Keenan.
Judge, I'm here.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. All right, so John, let's see, you're 14 years old. Let's see what history you have with us. Back in August 8th, you were arrested for theft of property from $750 to $2,500, a misdemeanor theft of property from $2,500 to $30,000, a felony level offense. And you were released on those. Let's see,
Judge, I think we're in the wrong hearing.
Ms. Bazzi? All right, so please don't interrupt me again, all right? This is your last warning. All right, this is not a classroom where you can just speak up and talk, all right? We're conducting proceedings. I expect to conduct these proceedings, and I appreciate, your respect, or you're trying to respect, but you just can't interrupt what I'm doing, okay? All right. So, John, Court repeated brought you in, said they were dispatched to an attempt to locate call. When they got there, they saw your uncle who said that you were a runaway and you were inside the house. All right. So kudos on uncle. White male walked out of the home, saw the uncle talking to the police, and the witness confirmed that you were John and that you were a runaway. So, that is John. Mr. Dawson, when you said that is John, like?
He was referring to the young man that stepped outside the house.
Okay, all right. So the officer went to the garage in uniform, saw John running down the street, and the assist unit told him he was in pursuit of John. They both got out there with red and blue lights, sirens, telling him to stop. John ignored them, continued to run, and they eventually caught up with him. All right, so let's see, this is back in, when they brought you here, you're testing positive for marijuana while you have a pending case. Your pending case is because police responded to a suicidal person call, talked to Aunt said that you had been run away. And then, so wanting to be away from the aunt and uncle, John said that he had stolen a car and the car was around the corner. He said, can he be arrested? And gave the keys to the officer. Driving. I don't know who it is. Oh, Lord. This is like the Mondayest Tuesday ever. Okay, John, you've been diagnosed with ADHD, ODD, emotional disturbance, and you're not taking your medication. All right, John, I mean, I remember this case. So I remember I let you go. Well, did I let him? I don't know who let you go. But here's the thing. You have these pending cases. The idea is that you're brought here because your kids are breaking the law. And the idea is I let you go as long as you can follow the law and follow the rules. If you're running away, that indicates to me that you can't follow the rules on the outside, so I just have to detain you. All right, show me how you doing here. If you're willing to have an attitude change, not run away and follow the rules, I'm willing to let you go. Next time it'll be electronic monitor for sure. But at this point, for your own safety, I'm going to go ahead and keep you here. All right. So we'll see. Do we have medications, Mr. Dotson?
No, sir, we don't have them. My grandmom's on the way. Says she got lost, so she hasn't come here yet.
All right. So let me know if we can't get the medications from grandma or from relatives. If we cannot, then I'll go ahead and order a psychiatric evaluation so
Yes,
we can
sir.
get the medication to him that he needs. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dotson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Perkins.
May
All
I
right,
be
Liliana,
excused?
yes. Have a great day.
You too.
Liliana Diallo. All right, Ms. Diallo. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You're brought in here, so I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, we'll provide one for you. All right, so Liliana, you're 16 years old. You've never been here before. Oh, no. August 12th, Fourth Police were dispatched. They hear an argument coming from your house. When they went there, mom had said that you had violated her personal boundaries by going to her bedroom. In front of you, you denied it. So mom took away cell phone privileges. Continue to argue, refused to leave your mom's bedroom. I remember this one. She tried to push you out of her room. And you hit her. And there's a video of it. All right, so we let you go. Misdemeanor case, hoping that if you were to go home, that being here would have been a lesson learned. Then yesterday, police were dispatched to your home for another disturbance. When they went there, they met mom. She said she was disciplining you with a belt when you grabbed the belt and punched her with a closed fist in the face and upper arm. Stepdad intervened, broke the two apart. Parents went downstairs. You went down, said you were leaving. When mom stopped you, you hit her in the face with a basketball, which caused mom to fall down the stairs where she hurt her back and arm. All right. And then I guess on August 22nd, you received a ticket for assault. All right, so Ms. Diallo, a couple things I want to go over with you. I want to let you know assault family violence is a misdemeanor in Texas. Okay, so if it's a misdemeanor, you understand that I cannot send you to TJJD. That's what a misdemeanor offenses. What I will let you know in the state of Texas, so I can only commit you to TJJD for felonies. However, what I want to tell you is in the state of Texas, if you get arrested 2 times within 12 months for family violence, the second arrest can be a felony arrest. So this is up to the DA now to decide if you actually need to be sent to TJJD, whether they file this second case as a misdemeanor or as a felony. Right? So you could be in a lot more trouble than you are at this point, or you think you are. So, but I think you have shown me over the last couple of weeks that it's not really appropriate to release you back home to your parents. So I'm going to go ahead and detain you here. We'll figure out how you're behaving here, see if there's a shift. Mom, are you here on this call?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Ms. Bassie. So I understand there's problems with your daughter. What I need you to do is I need you to call her and stay in contact with her, okay? I need you, because I'm relying on you as the parent. You know your daughter way better than I do. You know more about raising daughters than I do. So I want to make sure that you and the court, through Mr. Victorson, has good communication so we can see that if your daughter is really going through changes and understands the position that she's in and that it's safe to return her back to your home, or if that's just not an option, right? And if she's not going to. Now, I need to let you know that because these are misdemeanor offenses, there's an incredible probability that she will be returned to your home sometime in the near future, right? So this is an effort that I think you as mom and me as the judge, and more important, your daughter, Liliana, needs to take as far as making good decisions and good changes in her life. Last thing we want is her to be in and out of jail as an adult, and which only happens in about 5 months. Okay. All right, Mom, do you understand what I'm asking of you?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can continue to call and be able to report to me and let me know if Liliana is going through some changes or making better decisions and being respectful to you more than anything else. If she's not being respectful to you, then you definitely need to let Mr. Victorson know, because I want to know that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, Isaiah Frazier. Funny story for you.
Hey, Sean.
All right, Mr. Frazier, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. Since you were brought here yesterday, you have to see a judge today, and I'm gonna make a decision to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, I will provide one for you. All right, so Mr. Frazier, why do I recognize you? Like, I recognize your face.
From like a minute ago.
From a minute ago? All right, you're 14 years old?
Yes, sir.
Everything started when you were 12 with an assault, family violence. Turned 13, there's a burglary of a vehicle, terroristic threat, assault, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. At this point, so now you turn 14 with a criminal trespass. You get arrested a month later for robbery. And 2 months later, you get arrested for aggravated robbery with a gun, and you're placed on probation. That was just in June.
Yes, sir.
Like, really, it's a month ago, 2 months ago, and you were just placed on probation. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so on August 15th, you're arrested for theft of property from $2,500 to $30,000. And then now let's see what's going on. Okay, so yesterday, the police about 4:30 in the afternoon, Tarrant County Courtesy Patrol made a call reference to a stolen car. They were assisting on the exit ramp. When the officer got there, they saw the youth in the front with the hood open. Youth saw the officer and fled. They gave pursuit on foot in a grassy area into a neighborhood, was arrested, apprehended, searched. On him, he had car keys and a small amount of weed. Stolen vehicle was from August 15th out of Fort Worth. Victim said the person who took the vehicle reported the description and said that they were at a gas station pumping gas when the youth was inside the vehicle waiting. Victim finished putting gas, went inside to use the restroom. Victim came out and the car was gone. So match the description of the youth after the foot chase. They looked at the youth's Instagram account, showed several pictures of him alongside the stolen vehicle. They're transported here. All right, so I guess my next question is, Mr. Marquez, did we give him a drug test?
Yes, Your Honor, he came up positive for marijuana.
So you're on probation for aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, smoking weed, and in a stolen car. So, well, you know.
I got bad anxiety.
You know.
I be smoking because I got a lot of problems.
No, Mr. Frazier, no matter what you say, it doesn't change the fact that you're smoking weed and found in a stolen car.
Yes, sir.
All right, so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and detain you. Was this a determined sentence or indeterminate?
No, sorry. It was an indeterminate sentencing.
Indeterminate?
Yes, Your Honor. 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 Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Tillman, I think we're just gonna move this case pretty quick. All right, I think we're just wasting everyone's time. All right, it's been 2 months. He has given zero effort on probation. I don't know who the attorney on the original case was that they did a good job in convincing the court. Stephanie, let's go ahead and set this one at the end of the month. All right, so, okay. Ms. Tillman, are you here or is that still screen?
I understand.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
So we're gonna set
knew
this
this morning, so.
pretty quickly on the motion to modify. All right. So, Mr. Frazier, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
What's my next court date?
Well, it's going to be pretty quick, but it's not going to be like last time. This is simply about whether you violated your probation or not, and to decide what to do about that. So, anyways, but we're going to try and take care of this within the next couple of weeks. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Desiree Guerrero. I'm not even worried about waiting for a petition. We'll just do a motion modifying the aggro. All right, Ms. Guerrero.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there you are. And Mr. Gladstone. Mr. Gladstone, are you here? Okay, Ms. Barrows, I'm going to ask you to pinch hit. Ms. Barrows?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. All right, so Ms. Guerrero, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When the child is brought here, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, I'll provide one for you. So Ms. Guerrero, you're 16. You've never been here before. So, let's see. You're referred for, let's see. On the 23rd, about 5:30, police responded to a domestic. Mom said that Desiree had gotten in trouble for sending inappropriate pictures to her boyfriend. Mom took her phone away and the two began to argue. Mom slapped Desiree in the face. She went to the backyard. Desiree called boyfriend using her AirPods. Mom confronted her on this. Desiree threw her AirPods at her mother and her mother slapped her in the face. Short time later, Desiree called her mother a bitch. Her mother slapped her again. The two began to fight. Mom was trying to hold her down. Desiree bit her mother on the arm, causing pain. Stepdad grabbed the phone and called the police. Police saw 2 sets of teeth marks on the mother. So tried to do mediation yesterday, was not successful. All right. Well, so many things going on here right now, Desiree. All right. First of all, now this is kind of the irony of the law here in Texas, but you are under 18 years old, which means if you have naked pictures of yourself, if it's of yourself, it's not necessarily pornography or child pornography, but as soon as you send it, it meets state and federal definitions of promotion and distribution of child pornography. And depending on the quantity in Texas, it can result in up to 99 years or life. On the federal system, it can result, I think, up to 60 years in federal penitentiary, right? And so just to let you know that if you take your own pictures for yourself, that's you. I mean, that's not my business. That's not anybody's business. But as soon as somebody else sees it or you transmit it, especially across telephone lines or cell phone signal, that becomes a federal offense, as well as a state offense, all right? I need to let you know. And now here's the other thing. Your boyfriend, who evidently you care for or love maybe, now, depending on it doesn't matter what his age is, he could also be guilty of possession of child pornography, all right? Just the way it is. You have to wait till you're 18 to do this kind of thing. More important than that is that these are not your decisions to make, right? This is your parents' decision. So is mom and dad here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, are they in the parents' courtroom?
Yes, sir.
All right, mom, dad, or is it mom and dad? I can't see with the mask.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so y'all still live together?
No.
Okay, that's why I asked. All right, so mom, Can we agree that it's completely inappropriate for your daughter to be sending inappropriate pictures of herself to anybody else?
Yes.
Okay. Can we agree that girls her age should not be showing her pictures or those types of images to anybody at all?
Yes.
Has a lot to do with her respecting herself, right?
Correct.
Can we also agree that it's your house and she doesn't pay the bills?
Yes.
Does she pay for her cell phone?
She does.
She pays for her own?
She pays the monthly bill. Yes.
Okay. She have a job?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Where does she work?
Canes.
Canes. Okay. How long has she been working there?
She just started last week. She just
Okay.
switched jobs last week.
All right. So she went and signed her own cell phone plan, or is she off your plan?
She's off of my plan.
But she just gives you money for that?
She gives me the money and then I pay the bill. Yes.
Oh, I understand. Does she pay rent?
No.
Does she pay for groceries?
No.
Electricity?
No.
Wi-Fi?
No.
Does she pay for her bed?
No.
What about like your shampoo and toothpaste and all that stuff? She buy that on her own?
No.
Does she help you out with gas when you have to drive her around?
No.
Does she have her own car?
No.
So the way I see this, Desiree, is you're pretty much like any other 16-year-old girl, right? You're in that position where you're still living with your parents because you're still a child and your parents are opening up their home to you, but you have the ability to have a job, so you have a little spending money to spend it on what you want, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But do you understand that as a 16-year-old, and the reason why I asked if she has her own cell phone plan is because you have to be 18 to sign a contract, right? And so you understand the fact you may pay your mom for your phone or your usage or your line. At the end of the day, it's your mom's cell phone plan, right? She has the ability to make the decision to turn the phone off or on, turn the Wi-Fi on or off. That's up to her. That's her role as mom. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, and this may seem unfair because in your mind, maybe you think you have street smarts, you're kind of more mature compared to other girls your age and you've got things figured out. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how wise or mature you are, you know you're still 16, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know what the law says when you're 16 is that you kind of belong to your mom, right? It's almost like property, right? Like she's responsible for you. She can go to jail if she neglects you or abuses you. But on the other hand, you kind of belong to her. Like you have to follow her rules. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, there's another conversation we'll have. Honestly, is it unreasonable for her to tell you not to send naked pictures of yourself?
No, sir.
I mean, that's fair, isn't it? Of everything your mom's doing for you, I don't think she's really asking you to do that much. That's a very reasonable request, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that being said, all right, I'm concerned that things kind of got out of hand like it did yesterday. Mom, my question for you, is this a teenage defiance, angst, every mother-daughter conflict that happens, or is there something particularly concerning that's going on?
Well, I've been dealing with it since she was probably about 11. So probably about 5 years now.
Okay.
Majority of it comes from mainly when the cell phone is taken. That's kind of the response I get. And then the result is I can't control her. She gets to the point to where she gets too violent for me to control her that the cops are called.
Okay, so the cell phone is the source of the problems?
Yes, the majority of the times it is. Or any consequence that she's given that if she's grounded for whatever reason it may be, then that's the source of why she responds the way she responds.
Okay, so, well, let's talk about consequences, Desiree. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do is, I'm concerned, all right? I'm gonna let you know, so nobody likes it here at Kimbo, I get that. And I'm sure you're thinking, Mom, this is our first time here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Desiree, I'm sure this is a wake-up call for you on what life can really be like if it starts to turn downhill. Here's the thing I want to let you know is there's no situation in life that is so bad that it can't get worse. It can always get worse. So it's about to get a little bit worse, not a whole lot worse. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and detain you. All right, if you get to level 1-0 to show that you can behave and follow the rules, I'm willing to release you back to your mom. However, If I do release you back to mom after your level 1-0, I'm releasing you on the electronic monitor, so you can't walk out the house. You can stay at home, you can go to work, but that's really what you're going to be doing. I'm also making an order that she is not to have a cell phone. Okay, mom? Did I lose her?
I'm here.
Hold on a second, mom. I want to make sure your daughter, I lost the videos for a second. I want to make sure your daughter's still here. There we are. All right, so that is one of the conditions is you're not to have a cell phone. What do you say, mom? 2 weeks? Is that fair enough?
Okay.
Is that fine? Okay, but it's gonna be 2 weeks. But after those 2 weeks, you're to take off any kind of password or fingerprint ID or any kind of biometric scanning, so that your mom can openly go through your phone. Okay, and every night mom, when's her bedtime?
At 10 o'clock. That's
Okay.
kind of how everything kind of came about, was when school started. She had us turn in her phone
Sure.
at bedtime.
Okay.
They're not allowed to have it.
Sure.
at night.
So what we're going to do is you will have to put your phone on the charger in mom's bedroom at 8 o'clock every night until 8 o'clock the next morning. All right. So, and that is based on the idea that you have already gone the 2 weeks without using your phone after about 3 days here. Now, after that, if your mom wants to relax the restrictions to reward you for making good decisions, then I have no problem with it. But I know for at least the first 2 weeks, you are to have no cell phone access, right? You're offline for 2 weeks after you get out of here, right? Now, if you don't like it, just let me know, okay? And we can keep you here. But that's going to be one of the conditions for you to come out. Okay? Mom, do you have any questions for me?
So when you say detain her, how long will she be detained for?
That's up to her. So she has to get to level 1 outstanding. She can get there within 3 days. Okay, so today's day 1, so it would take 2 more days. If she misbehaves and gets in arguments or fails to follow the rules, she can stay here for years. So it's really just up to her. So it could be as soon as 3 days, or it could be as long as it takes until she can actually prove that she can follow the rules. Now, here's the thing, Mom. If she goes home and she's sneaking around, she kind of borrows somebody's tablet and using the Wi-Fi at home to get online, anything like that, then we'll just bring her back here. And next time she'll have to get to level 1.0 and then hold it for a week, and we'll just keep on adjusting it. All right. So it's just, this is really up to Desiree. Desiree, what I need you to understand is that either you're going to follow the rules or you're not. And that's really what it boils down to. If you want to do it your way and ignore the rules, that's fine. And you and I will have a long relationship going all the way to your 18th birthday or maybe 19th birthday. Or if you just follow the rules, then you and I never see each other again. It's really that simple. So you can either follow the rules at home, your mom's rules, or you can be here at Kimbo following our rules. Okay? So I just want to lay it out for you. I'm tough, but I'm fair. So I'm very consistent through everything. All right? So Desiree, you know what I'm expecting from you. Just do what you're supposed to do and you'll have no problems. Do you think, so why did mediation fail, by the way?
I just wasn't ready for her to come home. I didn't think that she was ready to follow my rules at that moment. We've been through this cycle over and over again. So
I'm going to interrupt you here and apologize for being rude. But one thing that I need the parents to understand is that they don't really control the kids here or not. Right? And I understand your perspective that you just want her to learn a lesson. I'm not blaming you for that. But this is one of those Desiree needs to understand. No matter what you want, it's my decision whether to keep her here or not. Okay, Desiree, what you have to understand is if I decide you need to go and your mom is saying that she doesn't want you home, you know what happens to you? Desiree, do you know what happens to you then?
I stay here.
No, you go to foster care. You go on CPS, and you have the foster care system there. And so they'll try and keep you here locally, but they'll be some people's houses with maybe other kids that are fosters. And so you understand, your mom doesn't control me. She can't force me to keep you here, but I can't force your mom to take you home either. All right. You need to make some soul searching decisions on where you are and how you end up that spot. Good decisions come from experience, and experience comes from bad decisions. Desiree, I also warn you that the second family violence arrest within 1 year, the second one becomes a felony. All right, so just be careful. Don't cross the line when it comes to physical violence, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mom, you understand what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us know if she's causing problems at home. Ms. Smiley, I'm sorry, Ms. Aguirre will definitely let me know. We can adjust that and bring her back here if need be, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Brian Hemphill. All right, Mr. Hemphill, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You and I have had detention hearings before. And so you already know, but you have the right to remain silent and you have a right to an attorney. And if I keep you here, you get to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right. So I feel like I just recently went over all this stuff with you. All right, so Brian, you're 16 years old. Everything started when you were 14 with a burglary of a habitation, which you were placed on probation for. And then now you're 15, or no, you're still 14 with an evading arrest, unauthorized use of motor vehicle, failed to ID. You turned 15 with 2 counts of burglary of a vehicle, credit, identity theft, and theft of property from $2,500 to $30,000, which is probably a stolen car. Which these cases are still pending. So from August of last year, how are these cases not resolved yet from August of last year?
Your
Smiley?
Honor,
What
Your
happened?
Honor, this is Adam Colbert. I'll be covering for Ms. Smiley.
Oh, okay.
When he was actually currently in detention, we received those out of custody referrals, which took place, was referred to our department on May 26th.
Okay. So the past is catching up with Mr. Hemphill. All right. So see, October, at this point, you're 15 years old. You have unauthorized use of motor vehicle, which was dismissed by the DA. They amended your probation. January of this year with another stolen car. In February of this year, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon using a firearm. We brought you in and you are on probation and you're smoking weed too while you're getting arrested for these new offenses. Let's see what happened. Yesterday about 1 o'clock in the morning, Fort Worth PD brought you in on a warrant we had for you so you cut off your electronic monitor while you're on probation. All right, and the pending cases, you're on probation, you have pending cases, you're smoking weed and cut off your electronic monitor. All right, so from February 4th, PD was called for a victim. His Chevy Malibu was stolen. It had GPS in there. It was stolen when he was warming his car up in the driveway. So police, I remember this one. Police went to Rosedale, and then he took off, ran some red lights, and then took a corner too fast and hit 2 other vehicles. And so Brian Hemphill took off running from the vehicle. Let's see, the victim originally tracked his vehicle to seminary. And when he stopped near there, he tried to get his car back, and the occupants of the vehicle fired multiple rounds at him, but missed. And the police had recovered a 9mm pistol from the stolen vehicle. Mr. Hemphill admitted he knew the vehicle was stolen. He said that rounds were fired to keep the victim away and tried to run from the police when they saw the lights. So that's where the aggravated robbery. It's January 26th at 1 in the morning, stolen vehicle at Texaco on Brentwood Stair. Victim says she pulled up her car to a pump while she was pumping the gas, left the keys in the vehicle, the car running, doors unlocked. Went into the store. While she's in there, 2 of the 3 suspects entered the victim's car, drove off, captured on surveillance cameras. When they located the car, it was damaged. Video showed that Mr. Hemphill is one of the people who entered the Texaco convenience store. So now let's go to May of 2020. North Richland Hills. Police were dispatched to Rivera Drive about a burglary of a motor vehicle. Said that somebody went through the car, took credit cards, license, iPad, showed that the credit card was used to buy something at Jack in the Box. And the camera showed that Mr. Hempel was one of the people making the purchase. Another victim on Holiday Lane said his vehicle had been gone through, missing a radio and a driver's license. So later that day, police were dispatched to another street with another stolen vehicle in the same area where the burglaries were. Their Civic was missing from their driveway. Camera showed 2 black males inside the car. A third person tried to enter another vehicle. And so they identified Brian through social media, issued a warrant for him. Brian was the person driving the vehicle. And mom gave up the keys to the car. And did I mention you was positive for weed, Stephanie? Okay. All right, Mr. Anvil. Yeah, you're not getting out. You're ordered detained. All right. So next, I think we have Miss Judge Cherry is going to. Yes.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Berger.
Thank you.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, I have all today. Okay. All right. So Braden the Hood. He's not getting out.
Mr. Hernandez or Mr. Hood?
Mr. Hood, Braden Hood. Mr. Hernandez, I think, waived. I have a waiver here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Hood. Come on.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Fix your screen.
Mr. Hood, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. That means you've been here for 10 days. You get to see a judge again. I'm going to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. You have the right to remain silent. And if I keep you here, you get to see a judge 10 days after today. All right, so currently you are here. So you're on probation for unauthorized use of motor vehicle and harassment of a person in a correctional facility. Ms. Gonzalez is out spitting on somebody, spitting on a police officer or jailer.
You know what? I'm not entirely sure, Your Honor.
Don't worry about it. He's already been adjudicated. So, all right. So you're on probation all the way to February of next year. When you were brought in, you're positive for weed. So you're smoking weed while you're on probation. This is about, let's see, Arlington. The victim said she was trying to purchase a cell phone from somebody she met on Instagram. You got there, you pointed a handgun at her, demanded her money. She gave cash, ID, food stamp card, Cash App card. Victim described driver as a young black male, medium dreads. And so, oh, that's right. This is like they actually went to school together, right, Ms. Gonzalez?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, so you're on probation for stealing a car, and then now you're identified stealing by gunpoint, phone and cash, right? Gunpoint. Yeah, or somebody else. So probation wasn't working for you. Let's go ahead and this is determined sentence, right, Ms. Herrick?
Yeah, he just got approved last week.
Okay, I don't want to. Well, y'all have to do your thing. I'm not going to go ahead and fast track this one because I know y'all have to do your discovery and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Hood, at this point, I think you're a danger to yourself as well as to the community. I'm going to order you detained. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Make a note for Until.
Thanks, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. Have a wonderful day, Ms. Herrick.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, I just Until don't release what DJ. All right, Terrence Tucker.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Tucker, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. I'm here to decide whether to keep you or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to an attorney. All right, so you were on EM. You left the home without permission at 9:15 in the morning, didn't come back till 6:45 the next morning. Mom says she left you at home when she went to hospital and did not give you permission to leave. Currently, you are on probation for evading arrest in a motor vehicle, 14 years old. All right, Terrence. Well, all right, Ms. Washington, this is yours, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so he didn't cut off his EM, he just violated the restrictions, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right. Can we tell where he went? I mean, I see the maps, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, the map showed that he went like to a Chicken Express somewhere by Hughley Hospital all the way to North Richland Hills in between that time. He does live in Forest Hill, and I'm not sure if it's the Chicken Express that's about maybe 3 miles or so from where he lives.
Right.
So according to the map.
But he was negative
just been
for drugs, right?
He was negative for drugs. That's right, Your Honor. And this is the second time. I mean, he had an EM violation when he was first assigned to me. He was referred in. He turned himself in due to EM violations. Judge Porter did release him back on. I mean, Judge Terry did release him back on the electronic monitor, and we're back at the same thing again. He does have a family partnership program. Appointment on the 31st of this month.
So the last time he violated his EM, turned himself in, and how long was he here until he was released?
A couple of days.
Can you count the days for me? I'm curious.
He was just released on the 28th.
Yeah. But I mean, how long was he in for when he came in on the EM violation?
He turned himself in the day before. Let me just check, Your Honor.
So he was only in for 1 day?
I'm looking at this point. 7/27, and then he was released the 28th. So he was just here for 1 day.
Okay, well, that makes sense. All right, so Terrence, I'll tell you what, the best thing you did, like I understand you broke the electronic monitor, you understand that you violated the electronic monitor terms, you didn't smoke drugs, it seems like you didn't commit any crimes, and the fact you turned yourself in, those are things working for you, okay? Talk about what's working against you is the fact that you violated the terms of the electronic monitor. Miss Washington is so accessible. If you actually had to do something, if you just try and ask her, you'd be surprised the number of times Miss Washington comes to me and says, Judge, can we give him permission to go do something? She comes in and she wants to work with you, right? The thing is, you have to follow her rules. You have to follow her supervision. If you don't follow her supervision, then that makes the judges nervous. Okay, it makes us really nervous. Because for every kid like you, that it seems like you did nothing wrong, you were just out goofing around, there are probably 5 kids that commit you offenses while they're violating the electronic monitor, okay? So, Ms. O'Neill, did you want to say something?
Judge, I have some additional information I think you need to know.
Okay.
It's my understanding, and I've talked with Mom this morning to confirm it. On that particular day, his granny was in the hospital, and his mom had left because she's got her medical conditions as well. So his father picked him up at home, and they went to the hospital to see his granny and then do some other stuff. The father was unaware about the electronic monitor. And from what I understand, Terrence called, even though he didn't get permission, but he called and left a message and texted to let them know where he was going.
Okay. Ms. Washington, does the electronic monitor show him at the hospital?
Mom was at JPS Hospital. He was somewhere near Hughley Hospital. So I'm not sure what hospital the grandmother was in. When I spoke with Mom about this on yesterday, she was not aware at that time until after she came home. Her instructions is that when she left the house to go to the hospital for herself, that she told him to stay home. And she didn't know about the father coming to get him until after she returned home.
So Ms. O'Neill, who's that Hughley?
I believe it was Hughley that the granny, his grandmother was in, not the mom, but the grandmother.
Okay. So Ms. Washington, Ms. O'Neill, this is what I'm gonna do, Terrence. I'm glad you turned yourself in. I'm glad you're still negative. Those are important things to me, okay? If you cut off your EM, it'd be a different story. You understand how not cutting off your EM allows us to track you where you were. If the story matches up, I'm okay releasing you. So this is what I want to do. If it turns out, Ms. Washington, if we track them, get the details from the GPS, it shows that he was actually at Hughley Hospital for a decent amount of time, not like sitting in the parking lot, but he was actually there for, let's say, 30 minutes. I'm okay. That means dad probably had good intentions. This may be a mistake from the parents. I don't want to blame the kid for a parent mistake, even if it was a mistake. If it turns out that he just drove by Hughley and he was never actually there, then Terrence, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep you here, get to level 1.0, I'll release you on electronic monitor, okay? So if it turns out you actually went to Hughley with your dad, then I'm okay releasing you today on electronic monitor. You understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
you know whether you went to the hospital or not. So you already know what the answer is. But Ms. Washington's gonna verify this through our GPS records. Now I'm gonna let you know, a large part of this decision is because you didn't cut off your EM. A large part is you turn yourself in. A large part is because you have been smoking weed. You understand? You're making good decisions for the most part, which can only help you. All right, Ms. O'Neill, do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't confusing. So as long as you was at Hughley, Ms. Washington, for an actual
Okay.
time to indicate there was a patient visit, I'm okay with it.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you, Your Honor.
You.
May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day, Ms. O'Neill.
You too.
Detained for now. Assign a vote. Estrella Ramirez. Hello, Ms. Ramirez. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. This is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for 10 days, and I have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, I'll provide one for you. All right, Ms. Ramirez, you're 17 years old now.
Yeah,
A couple days ago. Happy birthday.
thank you.
Okay, this is the one with Webb County. All right. So, all right, Estrella, I want to let you know I talked to the judge in Webb County, okay, and some of the CPS workers and a lot of people that you know. And so I gave them a little bit of time to look for a placement for you. Because the last time you were in a placement, you ran out. What they're afraid of is that they put you in another placement, you're just going to run again. Is somebody here from the department? From Webb County? I don't think that's.
It's just, I'm here. Liliana Ruiz. I'm Estrella's adoption worker.
Okay, great. I don't have my notes with me. How many days did I give you?
You reset it for today.
Oh, that's right, because I asked y'all to be here to let me know where you were.
Yes. So
Okay.
Estrella had an interview this morning at Freedom Place. It was an assessment about 45 minutes long. She said she did good. So I am waiting. They should get back to me sometime this afternoon to see if they're going to accept her.
Okay, so that facility, that RTC is one that is willing to take children with Estrella's needs.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, so y'all are, this is the amazing thing, and I'm kind of half-hearted making fun of the department. But when I said deadline, you always burn up at the last moment on the deadline. But that's okay. That's why we have deadlines. So at this point, you will know by the end of the day?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, then what I'm going to do, if you can talk to your judge there, is I'm okay. I'm glad we're on schedule. I'm glad we're on track. I'm not comfortable keeping Estrella here much longer. All right. So if this works today, we'll make plans on how to get her Freedom House. If it does not work out and they don't accept her, then if you can let your judge know that I would like to transfer the case so your juvenile probation department can come pick her up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So either way, I was trying to give you enough time so you didn't have to deal with a bunch of changes in between, right?
Okay.
Okay, so Estrella, here's the problem is that you're here and you're level 3 If you're level 3, I'm not letting you out. I mean, that's just, it doesn't work that way here. Your behavior level, any kind of discussion I have, no matter what my discussion with CPS is if you're level 3 here, that means I know if I release you, you're just gonna cause all kinds of problems. And so, just kind of look at this as kind of something in life. The more problems you cause, the more difficult you are for other people, the less people are willing to do for you. All right. So, anyways, Estrella, did you follow the conversation with me and Miss Ruiz?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're looking at placement for you in RTC. I know this is not a great situation. I can't imagine what it's like going from RTC to RTC. But you understand, as you make worse decisions, you actually have limited options. The consequences get worse every time. They really do. That's just kind of the way life works. Don't pigeonhole yourself into being limited to just a couple RTCs that are willing to take you. Expand yourself. You know, give yourself more options. Miss Ruiz is a nice person. I don't think she's ever done anything wrong to you, right? She hasn't done you dirty, has she?
So I'm gonna have to wait then.
I'm sorry?
So I'm gonna have to wait then.
Yeah, but Miss Ruiz, she hasn't done you wrong, has she? Like personally? You may not like the results, but she hasn't been rude to you. Like I've dealt with Miss Ruiz a couple times now. Like she's not a bad person. You know she's not. Look at you smiling. So here's the deal, right? Is Miss Ruiz is trying to do what she can. The problem is when you're making certain decisions like running away from RTCs, she's very limited in the number of the places that are willing to take kids that have a history.
And also I talked to this, the one that it was able to take me. I mean, I heard the difference between that RTC than the one that I was in. So I don't know, I feel like I might like it because it has like different stuff.
Yeah, okay, Estrella, but here's the deal. It's an RTC, right? It's a placement. You're not supposed to like it.
I know.
Right? I mean, that's not the way RTCs work, right? But what they are, especially the more restricted they get, is you go there, you engage in their services, you participate, you don't get in trouble, you don't get in fights, right? And then they start to say, hey, they discharge you. And the next RTC that's less restrictive will say, hey, look, Estrella did fine there. We'll want to give her a chance. And you move your way up. So either you're working way down to the more controlled places, or you're working way up to the less restrictive places. But it's one or the other, right? So use this opportunity at this place that's one to take you, so the next one is less restrictive and there's more that you can do there. But you're not supposed to like it, okay? It's gonna be miserable. Like, Estrella, I can't imagine what you're going through, going to these RTCs, placements you have. How many places you've been placed at?
I don't even know.
Oh, come on, like more than 10?
Huh?
More than 10?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I mean, okay. I don't know if you and I will ever talk again, but I really wish you luck. And one day, if you're ever in Fort Worth, I hope you come into the courthouse to their front doors. Tell me what great things you're doing, okay? Tell me that you graduated from high school. Tell me that you're doing their transition to independent living through CPS, so that the state of Texas, that my tax dollars is paying for your college, helping you get your first car, your driver's license, all these things. There's a bunch of opportunities for you. They should have started talking to you about that already, right? You have to make that decision before you're 18. I want you to tell me that you're in college, right? And that I'm helping pay for your college. That's what I would love to hear. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Estrella. All right. Thank you, Ms. Ruiz.
Thank you, Judge Kim.
Okay, that concludes today's detention dockets. I appreciate everyone being here. One hour, not bad. Considering that there were a lot of engagement today too. Thank you, Ms. Barros.
Thanks, have a good one.